Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Good to see everybody.
Yes.
See you as well. See, I don't feel so bad now. I'm not the only person in the car.
But at least you're not driving. The mayor's driving.
No.
Yeah, I'm not driving. I'm parked safely.
thank you, Mark, for all your work behind the scenes. And then labor, plumbers and pipefitters, bricklayers, sheet metal workers, glazers, and other participants. I want this evening's virtual event. The City of Columbus and Columbus Building Trades are working together to introduce residents, our neighbors in Columbus, to great careers in the construction industry. Tonight, we're going to have speakers from various apprenticeship programs looking to hire those interested in construction careers. 2021 looks to be a great year for securing entry into an apprenticeship program. Work looks to be plentiful in the future, and now is the time to get a start on a lifelong career in the industry. These really aren't just jobs, but careers that folks can support their families on and contribute back to their communities. You all
We
United. Columbus intends to keep working with various apprenticeship programs to train today's youth and introduce residents to the construction. You will receive information on how to apply, and what requirements you need to be accepted into one of the 13 crafts. You'll hear about the many benefits that are attached with the apprenticeship programs, as well as the living wage being offered in the construction industry. The City of Columbus has promoted community benefit agreements to provide opportunities for residents of Columbus to explore a career in the construction industry. These training programs are being provided to help guide you to the trade that best fits you. At the end of the presentations, there'll be a Q&A session to answer your questions and your concerns. So I want to thank you again for joining us tonight to hear more about these incredible opportunities right now in our community. Now, I'd like to introduce Leland Bass from Building Futures, who's going to talk a little bit about the great program and the partnership we have with Building Futures and the trades. Leland, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, for your support, for your steadfast dedication to providing opportunities for members of Columbus and our surrounding communities to have a pathway to the middle class. Building Futures is a 12-week pre-apprenticeship program that's put on in conjunction with the Columbus Building Trades and the Columbus Urban League. Franklin County and the City of Columbus is a great partner as well. And the program is designed to really give individuals that previously didn't have a pathway or didn't know the pathway to get into the trades, a direct pathway into the trades, and therefore a direct pathway to the middle class. The 12-week pre-apprenticeship is designed to take someone that has no experience, maybe even doesn't know if the trades is the right path for them, but it's designed to take them from the streets, give them some training, give them wraparound services, give them soft skills, and see if they are fit for the trades that they are, to give them a direct pathway into an apprenticeship program and to a career opportunity. The program is offered in the evenings from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursdays. We did that so that individuals that were underemployed but were looking to upgrade their employment status or their wages, still had an opportunity to participate in the program. The program does come with an educational stipend, so you get $250 per week that you attend the program. You also are assigned a case manager to help with removing any barriers to employment you may have. So if you have childcare issues, if you need rental assistance, if you have legal issues, if you need transportation, all of those barriers are addressed on the front end by your case manager, and through funding, we have some dollars that are available to help remove those barriers. The goal is that when you finish the program, you are really able to take advantage of the career opportunity that's put in front of you. We designed this program so that there's no excuses not to be successful. If an individual gets into Building Futures, if they take one step, we take two, and we make sure that you're prepared and that you're ready to take advantage and begin your career path and begin your pathway to the middle class. We've had great success. Our first class started in 2018. We've got 88% of our participants graduate. 85% of our graduates are placed in employment and pre-apprenticeships. The average wage right now is up to $23 an hour, and that's the starting wage. Some of our apprentices make as much already as $80,000 a year in their third or fourth year. So it's really an outstanding opportunity to change your future and to change your life. And so if you are interested or you know someone that is, we are always taking applications. And I always say I can get on and talk about Building Futures, but our best advocates are our graduates. And so we have a couple of graduates that are on the call today that can speak to their experience. And so if it's not too early, I would like to have Jasmine Shelton. She's an iron worker, and she's been an iron worker now. I think she's been on the job for about 4 months. She's out at the Crew Stadium. We're very proud of her. She's doing really well. She's a hard worker. She came through and she had to really put her nose down because she had to take care of a lot of business before she graduated, but she stuck with it. She's done it, and she's doing really well now. So Jasmine, if you want to just share a little bit about your experience with Building Futures and how the job is going now.
Hello, I'm Jasmine, and like I said, like Leland said, I was from the Building Futures program. Our experience with the Building Futures program was probably different than the previous ones because we started right before the governor shut everything. But even through all that, like we weren't able to go into the class, but our caseworkers still were checking up on us to make sure that we were doing okay because some of us were in really bad spots. That's why we got into the program. I was in a really bad spot when I got into their program, but going through it, I learned a lot about myself. He said that we learned soft skills, and the soft skills class was just as important as me learning what tools, were used for what, because they taught us both. They taught us basically how to cope with, the stresses of everyday life, just as well as they taught us, how to use a wrench. And those things I didn't think mattered that much, but I'm kind of thriving off of those. This time last year, I was facing being homeless. I didn't have $100 to my name, and I'm a single mom. I was couch bouncing and without a vehicle. And going through that program and having the help that they gave and, just having somebody that actually believed in me, that changed my entire life, honestly. And like, it's kind of cliche to say something like that, but it really did change my entire life. Everything about my life has changed in a year. And it's kind of surreal to look at where I'm at now. It doesn't feel like, any of it actually happened, but I'm here and I'm living it. And it's very strange because I've never been in a position where I don't have to worry about, my next month's rent. My rent's paid up like months ahead at this point. I paid off a $700 balance to an electric company that I owed. I'm paying off my credit. My credit score is going up. Like, everything that they did for us has improved my life and made it do a complete 180. And like, I was just talking to my friend about it before I got in here to do the phone call. It's very hard looking at where I used to be last year versus where I am now, because going into that program has changed every single thing about my life. And I'm still kind of in shock about a lot of the things, but it's the best thing I ever did for myself, for my daughter. I'm at the point now where it doesn't matter that I'm a single mom. My kid doesn't need for anything. I can take care of it. And it's more than just I can take care of us. I'm able to like take us to do fun things and, know that I have a security in my job, and knowing that if something were to go wrong with the job, I have the union to help me. And not just that, I still have Building Futures to help me. And they've been persistent on letting me know that they're there. So I don't know if there's like people who are wanting to get into the program that are watching this, or if I'm just speaking to like officials who help fund the program. But if you're thinking about doing something because you need something to change your life, this is probably the best thing you're going to find. And
Jasmine, that's a powerful, powerful story, and so glad that you were willing to talk to us about it. Where you were just a year ago and where you are now.
Like I said, it doesn't feel real sometimes. I have my own home. I have 2 cars now. I have, like everything that I wanted to do for the past couple years that didn't seem within reach. I have it all, and
more proud of you, your hard work, your fantastic. So if somebody's on tonight, Jazz, maybe they're in a difficult financial situation. Maybe they're living out of car or couch surfing. Maybe they have bad credit, some debt, maybe even a criminal record. What would you say to that person watching tonight?
There's going to be a lot of people that apply, but you got to make sure you're the best person that applies, and try your best at all of the things that you're going to go through to get in there, because there's nothing that's going to be better for you than what you're going to do going into the program. Like, I can't stress it enough how Building Futures changed my entire life, and like it kind of makes me emotional when I think back on it, because like this is a really weird period for me, because now I get to think about, well, what was I doing this time last year? This time last year I was in a horrible spot. I'm doing better than so many people that doubted me. Like I can say I surpassed multiple people's expectations of where I'd ever be, even my own. So if you're looking for something if you're looking for a change, something, drastic, something amazing to happen, do it for yourself just as much as they'll do it for you, and it'll happen. You have to want it yourself too. You can't just wait on people to do it for you. They're going to help you, but you have to be out there doing it yourself too. It takes a lot, but it's doable.
Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. Sorry, Leland, I know I cut in there, but when you hear stories like that, that's what it's all about. And providing those opportunities for upward mobility and opportunity, that's what this is all about.
Yeah. Are we done? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. No problem. I mean, it is a powerful story, and that's why we wanted Jasmine to be on to share it, because she worked really hard. I mean, we helped her out, but like she said, I mean, you got to put one foot in front of the other every day and grind it out. And she was one of those ones that was willing to put in the work, and the program was designed to be able to help her, and it did exactly what it's supposed to do. So to hear her be able to share how far she's come in just a year, and still how far she has to go. The sky's the limit. Jasmine knows the sky's the limit. She's going to even continue to improve and continue to do even better things. So we're really proud of her as a graduate, and I appreciate you coming on, Jasmine, to share your story, because hopefully it's something that someone else can hear where they're in a dark place and they're struggling, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And we're very grateful for the support that we have from Building Futures to give these opportunities to people, because we've shown that if we give people opportunities, they will take advantage of them, but they have to be meaningful opportunities. And when they are, we can do some transformative things. So thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I have one other graduate on the call. He's actually from our very first cohort. So he's been in the field now for about, I think, 3 years. And I'll let him tell his story, but he's come a long way. I'm super proud of him and where he's come from. And he's got a great story to tell too. Charles Straley, like I said, I've known him since like 2018, and he's come a long way. So Charles, if you're on, if you could share a little bit of your story and kind of your experience with Building Futures as well.
Yeah. So yeah, hi, my name is Charles Straley. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, when I met Leland, I was in a bad spot. I was hopeless. I was on drugs, homeless, in and out of prison. Just, the same cycle. And he offered me a chance at something different. So I tried the Building Futures program. And it taught me a lot. It taught me team building, how to work well with others, how to get through barriers. They helped me get back my license. I had never had a license before. Actually, I never had a license before. It helped me get a vehicle, and since then, I'm an iron worker as well. I make scale. I just had a conversation with my boss. He said that, which really felt real good, is for my company that I might be the first African-American foreman that they've had thus far. I pay my bills now on time. I got car insurance. I recently just got my son back in my life. I mean, the sky's the limit for me right now. And they never gave up on me one time, and they follow me. They make sure, they check in with me still to this day and ask me how my sobriety's going, ask me how the job's going. I'm over here at OSU West off Lane Avenue. I'm about to transfer over to the new jail that they're building. Life is just really good today, and I'm able to help other people. Like I got 2 other guys on my job right now that also went through the Building Futures program at different times than me. So I'm able now to play that big brother role and let them know, like, I understand what you're going through. I understand that you don't know nothing about this field, but it can be done. You just got to put in a lot of work and show up every day on time with a winning attitude. And that was like the main thing that I was taught, was to show up on time and have a winning attitude. And I've done that thus far, and that's got me really far. I won't say like every day is perfect for me, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. And I highly recommend this program to any and everybody. I'm always telling people that I know, or if I see someone on Facebook, I just walk up to random people and ask them if they're ready for a change, because that's how strongly I believe in this program. I've seen it help in my life, and I've seen it help in other people's lives and what it can do. And I know what kind of caliber of people that we're dealing with. The case managers, they always pulled me into the office and asked me if I needed anything, if I needed help with anything. When I first got my first car, something happened to it, it broke down. They helped me get through that process. They didn't just leave me out in the cold. They continue to show up every day. And I'm just so grateful today for the opportunities that was given to me, and now to have the opportunities to help people that come after me.
Hey, Charles, this is Andy Ginter, and I just want to thank you for sharing your powerful story as well. I guess 2 questions I'd pose to you. A, what was it that made you make the decision to join this program? You probably, as you said, have been talking about and looking at different things. What was it that finally got you, off the couch and making this decision and commitment? And then the second question is, how do we reach, what's the best way to reach, folks about this program? I'm thinking it's through your story, your voice, being able to connect with folks that don't see their futures in the trades and see the bright future that you've shown through your experience. But what are your thoughts on those 2 questions?
Yeah. So like, what changed it for me was, Leland and them, they was down there off Bryden Road, and I had popped in there, and I had met Leland, and he was a man of his word from the day day one that I met him, because I had done a couple other little programs, and from day one that I met him, he was a man of his word, and that's what really took hold to me, because I haven't always been a man of my word, and I haven't always dealt with people that are men of their word. And he just told me to give him one chance, and I did, and it worked out to my benefit. Now, as far as reaching out to other people, like I go to AA meetings. I'm on Facebook, and like I said, I talk about it all the time. But I think getting it on the news and going to other places like halfway houses, people that's coming home from prison that don't know this new way of life, and for people to see the success stories and see how it works out in their lives. I really think that we need to get this program bigger, and because there's so many. I didn't know that African Americans could get in the union like that. I thought you had to know somebody. You know what I mean? I didn't know none of these. I thought there was all these stigmas to being in the union, and there's really not. It's really not as hard as I made it out to be, and I'm grateful that Leland told me that.
That's great. Thank you so much for being part of this this evening and sharing your story. Thank you, Leland.
Thank you, Mayor Ginther. I appreciate it. And like I said, we appreciate all the support that we get. And I'm privileged to be able to work with Dorothy and to be able to present a program that really offers legitimate, transformative help to the community. So, I appreciate your support, and we appreciate the support of everyone that helps us fund this program, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do it. But, I can put story after story of our graduates on here, and they will be saying the same thing. We are really changing lives, and it's a privilege to be a part of. Well said.
Thank you so much, Leland, and to Charles and to Jasmine. Thanks again for sharing your stories. Now we're going to hear from our great friend Sarah Geis over at the Laborers Employers Cooperation and Education Trust about some of the great opportunities over there. Sarah?
Thanks, Mayor Ginther, and thanks again to Charles and Jasmine. Those stories are amazing and incredible, and it reaffirms why we do what we do every single day. We're looking for folks just like you to join our union. As Mayor Ginther said, I'm a member of the Laborers International Union in North America, a member of Local 265 out of Cincinnati, but our local in Columbus is Local 423. We partner with Building Futures to obviously offer opportunities for folks to go through the 12-week program to sort of decide. It's nice. It's an opportunity for you to try out a lot of different trades and see which one is a good match. The laborers also have open opportunities in our apprenticeship program. So we continue to have opportunities. So even if you don't go the Building Futures program, or if Charles, folks, or Jasmine, folks that, weren't able to participate in the Building Futures program, the Laborers Union, we have an apprenticeship program, which you need no construction experience to participate in. You're able to apply easily online. It's oltapp.com. We have regional apprenticeship coordinators located throughout the state of Ohio. Laborers do a multitude of work. So we do everything from the heavy highway work. So when you look at the folks who are building your roads behind the orange cones, and we're making sure that we slow down and take care of those folks so they can get home safe every day, to building trades work, right? We also have some folks who are in the public sector. So it really is expansive, and there's a lot of opportunity to get trained in multiple disciplines, even within construction. We have a training center located in Ohio, right in the center part of Ohio. So in Howard, Ohio, our apprentices are offered the opportunity to go through a program. You have 432 class hours, 4,000 on the job hours throughout several years. And like Charles said, you work your way every year, you graduate, and then, you're able to increase your scale. And we have fantastic benefits, a fantastic pension program. And we are always looking for opportunities to welcome women, and all sorts of different folks into our union. We were built back in the early 1900s. We were founded by immigrants, our union was. And so I think when you look around and you see the folks, to Charles' point, sometimes people believe that there's not a lot of diversity in unions, but there actually is. And that's something that, we're constantly striving for to increase that and increase opportunities. So I won't go on too much longer, but just want to let everyone know that we appreciate you attending tonight to learn a little bit more about the trades. It's an excellent opportunity, whether you're just graduating from high school, you're in transition, or you're just changing career paths. There's ability to join the laborers union no matter what age you are. So if you need any further information, my contact information is included. Again, to learn more about our apprenticeship program, you can go to oltapp.com. And thanks so much again for having me. And big thanks to Dorsey and Leland for this amazing program. It's incredible, and we feel very grateful to be a part of it. Thank
Sarah, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight and sharing some great information about the laborers. I think your point is so spot on that there are places in these incredible careers for women, for people of color, from folks from different backgrounds and different ages, and some life-changing trajectories because of these opportunities to support their families, put their kids through college, or back into whatever career opportunities they're looking for, helping to take care of aging parents who may have medical and health challenges because of the great pay and benefits, all these things that matter to us about our families. So glad to have you with us tonight. Next, we're going to hear from Rich, who's with Plumbers and Pipefitters Local 189. Rich?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Folks, my name is Rich Manley. I am a pipe fitter, 37-year member, very proud of not only being a instructor, but now I'm the training director. And as Dorsey knows, and I've worked with Leland as well, I think that our goal here is to provide as many career opportunities to those folks who really want this challenging career that's ahead of them. Plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, and HVAC work. Very, very, very changing, ever changing. But there's a few things that we kind of expect of these folks, and it's just really the soft skills. If they have a desire to learn, we will help them be the next best welder, or the next best plumber, or the next best pipe fitter. The application process, they just really wanted me to touch on it very quickly. We're located down here at 1226 Kinnear Road, and it's real easy to find now. Just look for all the 5 cranes out there on Kenny Road and turn right on Kinnear. You can't miss us. OSU's in our backyard. Very proud of the relationship that we have with OSU. We have a lot of our folks, both apprentices and journey people, working over there. The information that I'm going to give you very, very briefly, you can find on our website in case, there's a little, if you want to dive a little deeper into it, and that is UALocal189-JATC.com. And there it is. Thank you, Mark, for putting it up there. I appreciate that. That's the phone. You can reach us, and we'll describe the application process for you if need be. But basically, folks, all you have to do is get down here with a valid state ID, proof of graduation via a transcript or a high school diploma, and a few other things, and you'll start the application process. It's very easy as far as the process itself. And once you do get in, the opportunities abound. I'm very proud in where I'm at right now. My dad was a 50-year plus member before he passed away. I've got a brother who is a consultant, and I have another brother in the trade who is a project manager. But the really neat thing of it is, if you ask either one of them, and myself included, we always say we're pipe fitters first, and we started out with the apprenticeship program because that's where it all begins. again, I cannot stress enough the opportunities that are here. If our trade is so diverse, if you want to be a welder, or if you want to be work in a hospital with the medical gas lines and get, we're looking for the applicant who has a desire to be, but we will help you with that if need be. We have a 5-year program, and we'll take you through the basics, and then we'll move you on into hydronics, and then so on and so forth through the plumbing, because it is a combination local. Once you leave here, you'll have a number of certifications, which will make you very, very competitive as you go out and compete in the real world with all the rest of the journeymen and journey women who have gone through the program, and they are well trained. So you can go out and compete and make a great living. Someone mentioned earlier about all the opportunities and the money and stuff, but I pride myself on not being a training director, but more as a recruiting officer, if you will. I cannot think of any group or organization that I've actually turned down when they've actually wanted me to come out and speak. And that could be at a charter school, a vocational school, a high school, a church group. I think that, and Dorsey is behind me on this 100%, as is Leland. We are tasked. This is our obligation to get out there and get that message to everybody, because it's a great career. I can't stress it enough. It's been good to me. It's been good to my family. I'm a good union man, a good union brother from a strong union background. And I just can't wait for this next class of apprentices to start. And of course, our 5th-year folks to graduate and move on up the ladder, so to speak. So I could go on and on and on about how great it is to be a pipe fitter or a welder. One last thing, we are aligned with Columbus State right now, so that when you go through our program, you pick up 36 credit hours towards an associate's degree just by going through our program. And the other 24 you can get on your own, and you'll walk away with an associate's degree plus a certificate of graduation from our program. Again, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for this opportunity. Dorsey and Leland, thank you. Look forward to the next outreach program, whatever that might be. It may be another web-based one, or who knows, maybe with all the vaccines going up and the number of reported cases going down, we can get together. But thanks again, folks. Appreciate your help.
Thank you so much, Rich. And another powerful message that I want to make sure we're reinforcing, that, folks to get into these apprenticeship programs or part of Building Futures will be paid a living wage and going through the apprenticeship program, but the ability to potentially come out of that apprenticeship program with significant college credit, and in some cases an associate's degree without borrowing a dime, is a powerful, powerful thing. So I so appreciate you raising that. Next, I'd like to introduce Bill Hewlett, who's representing the bricklayers. Good evening, Bill.
Thank you, Mayor Gither. Good evening, everybody. I am the field rep for Local 55, the bricklayers and allied craft workers here in Columbus, Ohio. I also do a lot of recruitment, and I do a lot of job visits and stuff like that. I'm an all-around field rep. Our program's pretty much a 4-year program. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer because we work out in the weather. It's a 6,000-hour program. 4 years basically is a program. 640 hours needs to be for training. You get trained as you are on a job site, so you're getting paid as you trained. You're going to school 4 weeks out of the year for us. Everything else is on a job. You're getting paid as you go. That's one of the nice things about our trade. We do bricklaying, we do stonework, we do pointing, cleaning, and caulking, restoration work on masonry. We do tile setting, stone setting. There's an abundance of what we do for all our craftsmen and stuff like that. apprenticeship is a great way to go. And we're all the same way. You pay it as you learn. That's one of the best ways you can do. And you, like Mayor Gitter says, you don't walk out with anything that you owe for schooling. Ours is a 30 credited towards college credits. It's through Lorain County, but that is transferable through any state college for an associate's degree. After you become a journeyman, you can travel anywhere in the United States. That's why I'm sitting in front of the world right now. So the world is your oyster. Once you become a journeyman, you don't have to stick in one place. If you slows down in one area, you can go anywhere in the United States, and you're going to command that living wage. You're going to have your retirements. When you go to retire, you're going to have health insurance too. So we're all in the same boat. We all do the same thing. We just do it a little bit different, and our trades are what we do. I've been in this trade for over 20 years. I started off on a tile side. I stepped down and went through two different apprenticeships, basically one for the finishers, and then I went over and took the apprenticeship for the bricklayers. And I've been moved on up all the way through. One of my favorite jobs I've ever did was on the federal courthouse. We stripped all the stone down, replaced all the stone on the federal courthouse downtown. I got pictures of me hanging the giant eagles off on cranes. That was something that I really enjoyed doing, is setting those monster 10,000 pound stones. So that's something that we do. Now I'm trying to push the younger crowds into doing the same stuff we do. Anybody, it doesn't matter, men, women, any race, we put everybody to work. I got 2 women working on the road state office tower right now, going through the apprenticeship for pointers, cleaners, and caulkers. That's the tallest building in Columbus. I'm glad we got the job. There's like 30 of us down there been working on it for the last 2 years. So we have quite a few apprentices going through there, and I have quite a few apprentices in town working all over. So we do a lot of school work. We do on the masonry side. It's a great trade to be in. Great aspect of everything. So, you got any questions?
Thank you so much, Bill, and thanks for sharing some great insights and great opportunities for folks that have joined us here tonight. I now we're going to hear from representing workers. Steve,
How's it going? Thanks, Mayor Ginther. I'd like to start off just like, as he said, my name's Steve Allen. I'm with the Columbus Sheet Metal Workers Apprenticeship. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Just like to start off with a brief description of what a sheet metal worker is. What we do, we design, fabricate, install, maintain, and service all components of heating, venting, and air conditioning, your HVAC. We also get in industrial work and architectural applications. We work all over the place, industrial plants as Honda, hospitals, Children's Hospital, SU, all the hospitals around, we do all the work in there. Our program similar to the fitters and the bricklayers. We got a 4-year program. It's paid on the job training. That's the same as the other ones. At the end of it, you're going to get credit for 36 college credits, and we're with Columbus State Community College also. To apply for our program, you have to be 17 years old with a diploma, be able to pass a drug test and a background check. Get more information at 10man24.org, and also our application is on there as well for the program. So with the paid on the job training, you're going to get 6,000 hours on the job training in 4 years. You're going to do roughly 225 hours a year related instructed in the program. And then that's during the evening, going 2 to 3 nights of school per week from August to April.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You, Steve, and this is probably the time where some of the folks on the call have heard me tell this story over and over and over again. But because we just heard from the sheet metal workers, I got to tell my story that, I was too slow to play football at Ohio State. So I went to go play for the Fighting Quakers of Earlham College and came out 4 years later with about $20,000 worth of debt, working a job at the State House that paid about $18,000 a year. I had a friend who went active duty Marines who 4 years later had a bachelor's degree and a master's degree that the government paid for and was able to buy his first home with cash at the age of 22. And I had another friend who became a sheet metal worker and has made more money than me during his entire career. So the question is not, which route, but there's so many routes to the middle class and up these ladders of opportunity, and why building futures and the trades are so important to that. Our vision is for the city of Columbus to become, America's opportunity city, where there is the largest middle class of any city our size of the country, and a place you're more likely to go from poverty to the middle class and beyond than anywhere else. And so, so great for Steve to hear about the opportunities with sheet metal workers tonight. There are lots of different paths, and there's no reason, as we've said, that you can't even earn an associate's degree and potentially a bachelor's degree and not borrow a dime to get it done through these incredible programs. So next is Harry Mullins, who's representing the Glazers. And just for those that might be hearing this for the first time, Glazers are those who install windows and do so many more things. And I'm going to ask Harry to talk a little bit about that. Harry?
Thank you, Mayor Ganther. I've been a glazer for a long time. I am a representative and organizer of the Glazers Union here in Columbus. We also represent the painters and drywall finishers. There's the website there. But yeah, we have, just like everybody else, we have college credits for our apprenticeship program. It's a 4-year program. You just have to be either a high school graduate or have a GED and a driver's license to sign up. And right now, glazing, we are doing some of the big jobs here in Columbus. We're this summer going to need more glazers, so apprenticeship's going to be open there. But as of right now, our drywall finishing, we have so much work going on, and I could use 100 new drywall finishers right now. And I expect a large percentage of those to be apprentices. So, I can put people to work tomorrow. We need people bad. But yeah, there's so many opportunities. Like I said, drywall finishing, painting, glazing. You were saying we install windows. We do all the aluminum framing, glass, and doors in all these high rises. Personally, I worked on the neuroscience building at Riverside Hospital. I worked on the new James Hospital at OSU. I've done a lot of high rises and stuff. The only problem being a glazer, you can't be afraid of heights. But we have plenty of opportunity. You'll have health insurance. You'll have good retirement. Make a good wage. So I don't know what else I can say, but we need people bad. So anyway,
well, I think Harry, I think that's a critically important point. If folks want to get, that are part of this tonight, or they have friends or relatives or others, they can get to work right away. They don't have to wait 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And certainly don't have to wait to get a degree in 2 years or 4 years. They can work on that while they're going through the apprenticeship program and make a great living wage for them and their families right away. So it's really important to make sure folks understand these are opportunities where we need skilled people right now. So appreciate you sharing that with us. I think our final speaker of the evening before we take some questions is going to be Dorsey Hager with the Columbus Building Trades. And Dorsey, I know we've been working together very closely on, developing Building Futures, all the great work, the community benefit agreement. There's so many partnerships that we've been involved with, but wanted to have you talk a little bit more about these incredible opportunities and how people in our neighborhoods can take advantage of them.
Benefit agreements that we've worked on together, Mayor, that goes way back to before you ran for mayor. You discussed how other cities, other communities around the United States were using community benefit agreements, how they could be used correctly here in Columbus and in Central Ohio to get young people, get graduates from Columbus City schools, to get females, to get people of color, and to get local people working in these trades jobs on these projects. We've had great success at Fire Station 35. We've had great success at Linden Rec Center, which myself and Barry Pickett, your labor liaison, and James Miller and Kelly Harrop, our outreach and communications director, we're gonna go and visit tomorrow and tour. So we're excited about that. Maybe we can even talk about an upcoming outreach event at Linden Rec Center for the summer. I think that would be great for the community and the neighborhood. But Charles Straley said it perfectly. And I know I had these same ideas when I was coming out of college and when I applied in the trades. I thought it was a lot of who you know, who your family is, what kind of connections you have. I mean, the trades are so busy right now. Harry Mullins just said it. If you're interested in being a glazer or a finisher or a painter, or some of these other trades, iron worker that are hiring right away, go to our website, reach out to them. We are getting ready to start our first cohort of Building Futures any day now. Our second cohort will start a few weeks after that. So we're looking at graduating upwards of 50 young people out of Building Futures that are going to step right into placement with a local apprenticeship program and a local union, making those great middle-class wages. The average starting salary of our graduates is around $20.65 an hour. That doesn't include your health and welfare benefits, your pension, your annuity. So it's a great way, like Charles was talking and Jasmine was talking, you can walk right in on that direct path to the middle class, and you're making those good middle class wages. Plus, you have all the wraparound services that Leland, his staff, and the Columbus Urban League provide. So if you have issues with childcare, if you have issues with a previous incarceration that you need some help with, or maybe expungement, if you're having issues, with rent assistance, if you're having issues with transportation, Leland and his staff will do everything he can to remove all those barriers to make sure that you stay on that direct path to the middle class, you finish that apprenticeship, and you work towards that goal of making a good middle class income, retiring with dignity and respect so you can take care of yourselves and your family.
Thank you, Dorsey, and thanks for all of your continued work and partnership with this city. I know we just have a few minutes left here. We asked everybody for an hour tonight, and we're approaching that time. But I do want to see if anybody has any questions that has joined us this evening. We're going to use the raised hand function. You should see a hand icon in the bottom right corner of your screen. You can click on the hand and you'll see a hand next to your name in the attendee list. And that's how we know you have raised your hand. We'll unmute you to ask your question. And then after your question has been addressed, please click the hand next to your name to turn off the function. And obviously, if you have another question, feel free to raise it again. But if there are any questions from others that have joined us this evening, please use that raised hand function. I guess one of the things I would inquire about is from all of our panelists, and you can decide. Well, before I get started, I think we have a question from, I only have listed as A. Russell. So I'll let you introduce yourself and ask your question.
Hi, good evening, Mayor Ginther and everyone. This is Andrea Russell. I'm Commissioner for North Linden Area Commission. And
wonderful.
I really am glad to sit in on this. I chair the Job Creation and Workforce Development Committee, and we are looking for opportunities for the youth here in Linden to engage with employment. My question is that are there going to be, or can we develop some programs for youth that do not have their GED or high school, certificates and diploma? Because I'm looking at the applications online now, and they all have that as a requirement. And I know that we have a lot of youth who would love to take advantage of these programs. Is there something that we can develop maybe specifically for the youth here in Linden, so that they can fulfill that requirement and then move into the apprenticeship, sort of like a precursor to being, able to fill that requirement? Because I'm sure we have a lot of good individuals who could fill these positions, but they just need a little extra assistance in order to meet those requirements. Thank you for your time.
Well, I appreciate. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Russell, for the question. I'm thinking maybe even some better alignment with folks that help with GED attainment and going back and getting your high school diploma. So I think it's a great question. Are there things that we could be doing in partnership with Columbus City Schools and with the other educational organizations in town, almost to kind of serve as a pipeline, folks that are in these GED programs and really focusing on those groups and making sure they're aware of the Building Futures and the apprenticeship programs. I think it's a great idea, and one that I'll follow up with our team on and see if there's better alignment with folks that help with GED attainment and high school graduation that we could do currently, or if there are other programs that we should consider. So I think it's a great idea, and I appreciate you being part of that tonight. Are there any other questions for our panelists here? And Ms. Russell, we'll make sure to follow up with you after tonight's call. We'll know how to get a hold of you and follow up with some more information. If there aren't any other questions from the attendees that have joined us tonight, I think one of the things that's really important as we move forward here, these community benefit agreements have proven to be great models. And there are a lot of projects both in the city's capital budget, the county's capital budget, things that are being funded through the state's capital budget. And Dorsey mentioned a couple of them, but there are a couple of huge projects on the horizon, in addition to the Innovation Center that I know a number of folks talked about. They're working on a West Campus, the hospitals and the health systems construction work. I mean, there are going to be so many projects that folks that join these apprenticeship programs and that join the Building Futures program are going to be able to be part of, not just incredible jobs, incredible careers, but literally building the future of our community. I think Bill talked a little bit about, knowing that he was involved in such a significant and critically important building as the courthouse, but literally building up the institutions and the infrastructure of our community that our kids and grandkids are going to have access to is a pretty powerful thing. And we know that infrastructure is so important for those ladders of opportunity and growing the middle class as well. And so being able to have our neighbors helping to build the future of our city, of our county, and the institutions throughout it is so important. So if there aren't any closing comments, Dorsey, maybe I'll kick it to you or Leland to close us out, but maybe just one more reminder of, if folks are on tonight or they're going to reach out to a relative or talk to somebody they know in the neighborhood, what's that first step? What's the best way for them to get the ball rolling? Maybe I look to Leland and Dorsey to close us out.
If you're interested or you know someone that is interested in applying for Building Futures or Driving Futures, they can reach out to me directly. And the easy email address is lbass, LBASS, @cul.org. And shoot me an email. I'll follow up with you, or I'll have one of the members of my staff follow up with you, get you the information you need and get that application process started. So again, that's lbass@culumbusurbanleague.org.
Thank you, Leland. Thank you, Leland. And I'm sorry, Dorsey, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say Leland's absolutely right. And also, columbusconstruction.org is our website. It's been posted. You can also follow us on Build Central OH on Facebook and Twitter. Any information, any videos, any questions you have, they all can be answered there. Also, we have a submission page on columbusconstruction.org. I get emails all the time. I return every email, and I try to follow them up with a phone call to point people in the right direction. But I just think that a lot of what you're doing here, Mayor, to kind of sum up, and a lot of what we're doing, not only with the building trades and with the Urban League and with Leland, but also President Watson at the NAACP, a lot of people in the community, I think that we're really being incredibly progressive and having intentional outreach here and filling a lot of these jobs with not only local people, but local people giving opportunities of people that traditionally didn't know about the trades, females and women of color. And I think we got to keep, like they say, keep your shoulder to the grindstone, keep working hard and keep doing what we're doing. Keep getting out in the community, especially to celebrate one neighborhood, the neighborhoods here in Columbus that, have been hit by COVID and were struggling economically before that, to keep letting these young people and these adults know about these opportunities.
Thank you so much, Dorsey and Leland and everybody that's joined us here tonight. I encourage people to share this information far and wide, and they're credible opportunities that folks can take advantage of right now. And I hope folks will do that. I know that maybe what I'll do, I think there's one other question. I know I need to hop off here. I'm going to turn it over to Barry, pick it back in my office. I think we have a question from William Reed. So we'll let Mr. Reed ask his question, and I'm going to ask Barry to field the answer depending on what the question is. But really appreciate everybody joining us here tonight, and look forward to more conversations, hopefully in person soon, as we continue to expand access to the trades. Thanks, everybody.
Hello?
Okay, William Reed, what's your question?
My question is there a time frame window for applying for the Buildings Future program or for any other trades out there? Because I know it's usually some type of window. Do you have a time frame, like of 30 days, or what's the time frames that people have that can apply?
William, some of our building trades programs have application periods that vary, and all that information is on our website. Many of our programs have what's called open enrollment, which means either you can apply in person during normal business hours, Monday through Friday. A lot of our programs now have also year-round open enrollment, where